So we have some breaking news, guys. Bandai is not happy, and we're going to talk about what is going on in today's video, but they are bringing the hammer down on the One Piece TCG community and the broader Bandai space. We're going to get into what is going on, but before we get into it, guys, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. We're going to get right into it today. And of course, don't forget to click the link down in the description below if you want to get some gamer subs. Get 10% off your order. Enjoy yourself some delicious gamer subs drinks today. Use code Popular Theory. All right, guys, without any further ado, let's get into it. So moments ago, we just found out on the official Discord for the One Piece TCG game that Bandai is putting new regulations down for their tournaments. So let's actually take a look on the official website and see what they are saying. So it says, regulations regarding the protection of intellectual property associated with One Piece card game. And basically, the TLDR here is they say that we love you and we're glad people play this game and we're so excited. However, people are making illegal copies of proxies, of mats, of products. Basically, anything product related, IP related to One Piece. Now, obviously, proxy cards are not allowed in tournaments, but this expands to like playmats and card sleeves and basically anything that is not official Bandai product. It says here, we require you to adhere to the following regulations as it applies to the One Piece card game. No card, accessory items, or other goods derived from or copied from card designs released or sold by Bandai without authorization may be sold or distributed. Okay. No card, accessory items, or other goods that incorporate characters or similar aspects of the One Piece franchise without so they're basically saying you're not allowed to take the One Piece IP and redistribute it and make money. So first of all, guys, let's state the obvious. A lot of people are not happy about this. You know, it's already hard to get One Piece product. People are going to tournaments and basically complaining about how the power creep from new sets keeps kind of pushing them out of tournaments because they can't get new decks, adapt, all this sort of stuff. And obviously, you know, this is a channel where we talk more about the money side of the cards, not necessarily the game itself. But like, it does kind of affect the market, and it will affect, you know, the future outcome of tournaments and players who want to be a part of this stuff. Now, obviously, proxies are not allowed, but I understand them. I understand that people want to, you know, they want to make their own versions of cards. They want to have fun. And like, if you ask me, as long as you're not illegally selling these, it's all fun. It's all fun. It's all fun and games. It's a card game. Play with your friends. I mean, I've been to private little tournaments. I mean, no one really cares, right? But when you go to official like tournaments for Bandai, they're pretty much going to be like, hey, you can't have an unlicensed mat, you can't have unlicensed cards, even the card sleeves, maybe even clothing. I don't know. It's pretty up in the air right now. But you've probably seen lots of playmats like this. You know, they're very, very popular on Etsy and stuff like that. I understand where Bandai's coming from. They clearly do not want people selling these products where they don't get a dime and other people are benefiting off of the One Piece IP. It's pretty straightforward. We all saw this coming. And like, the truth is, guys, if you don't own the IP, like, you don't own the IP. It doesn't matter if you're upset or you're an artist and you want to like draw Luffy in your own style and resell it and say it's mine. Because like, the truth is, it's an IP thing. It's protected under copyright laws and so many other laws, and it's enforced. Bandai has money. They have billions of dollars, I'm sure. We're talking about legal stuff. They do not care about your feelings being hurt, about not being able to, you know, buy these products or make these products that are not official Bandai related content. Now, the other thing too, guys, is that like, again, from like a player-based point of view, like, who cares, right? Like, the truth is, how would Bandai even know you're printing proxy cards at your house or like among your friends? But again, going to tournaments, this is not going to be allowed. You're not going to be allowed to bring like non-Bandai related products. And this actually does expand past One Piece as well. As you can see here, no card, accessory items, or other derived from or copied from card designs released or sold by Bandai. So we're talking no custom anything from anywhere. Like, you can't bring in a custom, like, you can't bring in a Digimon playmat. You can't bring in anything that's basically not licensed by Bandai. So if you're going to go into a tournament and play their games, you need to basically have licensed playmats. Now, obviously, this is a big problem, right? Because so many people do not have access to product, and Bandai has not really fixed this problem in any capacity, you know, especially with the playmats. Like, if we're just gonna really talk for a second, I go to my local card store all the time. There's never One Piece cards, but there's a ton of One Piece card sleeves of every capacity. That's like, I'm always seeing a ton of those available, but there's never mats. We don't have enough mats, and Bandai likes to do this thing where they release a Bandai official mat. It comes with a card. Scalpers get it, bots get it, nobody gets it, right? And then you're paying $1,000 for a playmat. And if we pop over on TCG Player, well, I mean, look at this stuff. We can see here that the first anniversary set, which is now over $5,000 USD, well, that came with an official licensed playmat. The second anniversary set, which also came with a playmat, a lot less expensive, but $1,300. Remember, it comes with some cards and playmats. We've got the Japanese second anniversary bundle. We've got a lot of different things going on here. You know, this Zoro came with a playmat. That exploded in price. We've seen this Nami with the Zeus. You get where I'm coming from. They're releasing these playmats, and, you know, they're getting scalped. The whole cake playmat, it came with the Nami card, that got scalped. Obviously, we've been seeing it come down in price. And, like, the truth is, you could, I guess, buy the mats separately. That's actually what I ended up doing. I never actually got my hands on the second anniversary set, but I did buy the playmat, right? And it's a beautiful playmat. Love it. But I only paid about $40 for it, or $50, which in hindsight is a lot more reasonable than, you know, paying for scalped prices to get a playmat, right? But obviously there's a divide between, like, the players who just want to play the game and, of course, people who care about investing and collecting and stuff like that. And, like, I really do feel for the player base. I always have. I did play the game for a little while. I was going to tournaments. I wasn't that good, but it was also, I wasn't able to commit. Like, I had some friends who were spending hours and hours a night just playing on the One Piece simulator, you know, learning their decks and stuff. And I tried to do that, but I was too busy with school and work and stuff like that. So obviously I couldn't commit to it, but I still love collecting cards. I still love the One Piece cards. So I'm kind of out of that space. But the fact that, you know, people basically have to continue fighting to get product of some kind just to participate is a little disheartening. Obviously, it should be straightforward with the cards. But now that it's playmats and now that it's other things as well, like, I imagine even your deck box. Like, if you have a deck box that's not Bandai related, maybe they're like, no. So definitely a bit of hard news for a lot of people out there. But guys, make no mistake, you know, I still think proxies are a problem to a capacity, because this isn't like Magic. Obviously, Magic is mostly focused on the game. We've got Pokemon and One Piece, where it's got a much bigger collector investor kind of base. Obviously, a lot of people play the game, but there's a lot of people who just want to buy the cards too. And when we got an influx of people who have the ability to create proxies online that are just so good you can't even tell them from the real thing, we start to have an issue. Now, obviously, bad actors could completely use this to their advantage. I mean, look at this. The texturing on these proxy cards are incredible. Are they accurate? I wouldn't know. They look pretty damn close, though. For the ones like I do have this card, and it's kind of scary, to be honest. Like, you really can't tell. Which, guys, is a huge problem, because you want to spend money on these cards knowing that they're legitimate Bandai One Piece TCG cards. They're rare. They're scarce, they're hard to come by. Somebody pulled this out of a pack or won it at a tournament. You don't want somebody to be like, oh, here you go, I just copied this in my printer. $5,000, please. To a degree, I also find this is going to really push the grading envelope a lot more. Grading's obviously become a problem because PSA is backlogged. We don't have enough grading services that people care about, which I really think needs to change. I think people really need to stop looking at PSA and Beckett like the god tier grading among all cards. Because let's be honest, guys, there's just not enough competition, or there's just not enough attention going to other things. Like, people still complain about Tag. I love Tag. I think Tag has awesome slabs. I just really appreciate the way they show off the card. You cannot manipulate the top here. By the way, not sponsored by Tag at all. This is just completely my opinion. You cannot manipulate this here. You know, it's pretty solid, and it puts more focus on the card. It's still protected. I really love... God, I gotta clean this. I really love Tag. I really do. And not enough people are giving them praise for what they do. But regardless... just my opinion, again, not sponsored in any way, but we really need to expand our horizons, guys, with the grading world. And, like, I understand that while it's hard to find One Piece product and it's not fair and a lot of people are just getting bought out by scalping and stuff like that, we have to remember that at the end of the day, this all has to come from Bandai or it is not legit. None of the things we talk about on this channel will matter to it. It will not be in the market. It will not have a scarcity value. It will not be rare. Just because you printed it and it's the only print of this card you've ever made and you call it rare, doesn't work like that. It has to come from the official One Piece licensed Bandai products, okay? It's like knockoffs. You obviously don't want a knockoff of something. You want the legitimate thing. Now, obviously, we're just going down a bit of a, business kind of perspective on all that, and I know a lot of people don't care about this stuff. But in hindsight, I saw this coming, guys. It's a little strict, but there is a lot of proxies going on out there, and it's becoming more and more of an issue. A lot of people are definitely starting to get tricked by a lot of proxies out there, and it's one thing to make custom proxies, it's another to make proxies of actual cards like this here. And just say, oh, like it's just a proxy, it's just a have, it's just, and it's just like, listen, we're starting to dilute the actual, like, integrity of the card space because they're not legit. And for the people who say, well, who cares? I just want to play the card game. Well, that'd be just like me being a collector being like, well, who cares about your card game? I want to just own the cards. I don't care about your card game, right? Like, we can't be like this. We have to support each other and we have to respect the dignity and the legitimacy of the One Piece card game. But anyways, guys, there's not a whole lot else I can say about this. This did just come out today, literally within the last hour. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I apologize if my opinions came off a little harsh or anything like that. I'm obviously not trying to upset anybody. I can understand it from both sides, but again, like, nobody should want anything to do with cards that are not real. Nobody should want to have fake cards all over the marketplace where we kind of don't even know what's real and what's not anymore. We don't want that. That would definitely cause a lot of issues. But at the end of the day, that's also just my opinion. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. A video should pop on the screen. Be sure to click it, and I will see you over there.